McCook CC above the number, Indians below the number in blue, trimmed in black. Mackay Pundak and Mike Amius, the two that will jump center court to get this one underway. Amius 6'7" freshman, Pundak a 6'8" sophomore. 20 minutes on the clock. First half underway from the event center in McCook, and it was Amius who got up high enough to tip that opening jump ball, but he tossed it into the McCook backcourt where it's chased down by Atiaka. We're underway with Davis on the attack. A bounce pass out to Atiaka, and the sophomore playing in just his 8th game this year missed a 3. Offensive rebound saved back into play by Pundak, but it goes out of bounds off of Davis, and North Platte will have the basketball. So 19:43 to go, first half just underway for the event center in McCook. North Platte with their first possession. By the way, a score that all North Platte fans should be happy to hear. 56-31, the halftime score around Trinidad tonight. Otero with a 25-point lead. The Knights need Otero to win that game, and Otero leads it by 25 at a halftime, so that's great news. Now the Knights look for a double dose of great news, coupling it with hopefully a win on the road tonight. Amius between the circles. Right side, Tim Wagner. He's been a bit slow offensively for the Knights lately after a torrid start this opening of the season. He fires up a 3, and that's a great sign as Tim Wagner splashes in a 3 from the top of the circle, and the Knights on the board first on the Wagner tray. 3-0 Knights with 9:11 to go in our first half. Outside to left, Evan Drake. He can really shoot it from the outside. He takes one here and rattles it home. So there's Drake on cue. 56 make this year for Evan Drake. A 45% shooter from the outside, and a good look results in 3 when Drake puts it up. Tied at 3 with 18:50 to go in the half. Peter to Gilbert. Mark making his 3rd start of the season. Now between the rings for Deontay Champion. Back over to Wagner. Off the dribble drive. Stops mid-post. Gets to Amius, who finishes at the rim on the left side. There was a bit of a bobble on the catch, and I think the McCook fans wanted a travel call, but he never did have possession, so that's why he's allowed the bobble, and he's able to finish with it. On the other side, Davis spinning out of control in towards the basket. Missed it off balance. Rebounded by Gilbert. Up to Champion on the front court left wing. Off the hesitation. Drives. Teardrop on the right hand. No good. Peter with an offensive board on the right block. Out to Gilbert on the right wing. North Platte resets with a fresh 30. Between the circles to Champion. Outside left Wagner. North Platte leads at 5-3. 2 minutes gone. First half. Wagner off the dribble around his man Evan Drake and finishes on the layup. 7-3. North Platte on top early. 2 minutes gone opening half. Tim Wagner off to a good start of the offensive end. He looks aggressive right now and confident on that end of the floor. Averages 14.8 a game. That's the top number on the team. Drake catch and shoot 3, and that one too strong. It was on line, but can't get it to go. A foul on the rebound. Loose ball foul. It's against Mark Gilbert. So Gilbert picks up his first personal, first team foul with 17:46 to go in the first half. It's a 7-3 North Platte lead on the road. Evan Drake, he's got that lone 3 ball for McCook. He inbounds it into the corner to Davis. Hakeem Davis up top for Drake with 17:40 left to go first half, and North Platte leading by 4. Drake off a high ball screen. Hits that screen from Beal. Now pulls up long 3-pointer off the back rim. Strong rebound, Mark Gilbert, and he's fouled from behind by Atiak. So Mark Gilbert, they're going to need some quality minutes out of Mark in this game with their depth taking a hit with injuries and suspensions for this one. 3 guys make that 4 guys really out with suspension tonight for the Knights. 2 out for the year with knee injuries. So they have 8 guys suited up for this one. They lead at 7-3, and because of that, Gilbert, Amius, David Ramon, Kate Erickson, John Reese Woodson, all guys that are going to have to provide more minutes than they have typically received all the year. And there's Amius out on the right, or make that the left block, working against a double team, draws a foul, and Mike will go to the free throw line. A foul on the 6'8" sophomore. Pundak picks up the personal, and with 17:18 to go in the first half, Amius at the line. He has not had a very good season at the line, but recently he's been much better. He's 61% of the year. Majority of the season he's hovered down in the 40s, but has really worked on that part of his game, although he missed the front end of his 2-shot foul here. 17:18 to go first half. A 7-3 North Platte lead. Amius looking to add one to it. Second free throw is up, and that one rattles in for Mike. Career high 17 points 19 points against Trinidad State on Friday. They're going to need maybe not that much out of him. They'd love to get that. Don't know if you'd expect that out of Amius on a night-in, night-out basis, but if they can get 8-9 points out of him and 7-8 rebounds, that'll be a big ball game for Mike Amius as Deontay Champion cleans up a miss. North Platte back the other way with a 5-point lead. Gilbert high right. Now to Tim Wagner between the circles. He's got a quick 5 for the Knights. Works the dribble behind his back. Fires it mid-post to Champion. Steps back out. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Peter. Up with it off the glass and good for Tyree Peter. Already 2 offensive boards. That put back for Tyree. And he is now 3 rebounds of the offensive glass shy of a new single-season Knights record. King Davis. Kick-out pass. Audiak open. 3-pointer. Drains it from the corner. Well, that name that they just announced over the PA was not the name that we had on our roster for number 24, so maybe that's a different young man than we've got listed as number 24. I guess I'll have to listen next time he makes a shot. Here's Mark Gilbert, top of the key, outside right to Champion. Deontay hesitates as he works his way down the paint and floats one in. Deontay Champion doubles up the McCook Indians on that basket. 12-6, North Platte leads it. 15:53 left to play in the first half of action. Davis on the wing left side. Screen from Pondek. Works across the paint down the right lane and scores it on the scoop. The Houston, Texas sophomore with the basket. 15:40 to play in the half and a 12-8 North Platte lead. Wagner clearing out his backcourt mates as he brings it across the timeline, working against Davis. Full court pressured by McCook. Not a trapping pressure, just a little man-to-man to take some time off the North Platte shot clock at the half court. Amius has it ripped out of his hands by Pondek. Lob back to Pondek. One dribble. He's hacked by Amius. Gets the layup. Pondek finishes. And he's got a chance at a 3-point play. Good finish there by Pondek. And it makes it a 12-10 score at 15:15 to go. Amius was trying to coming on for McCook Community College. Pondek will stay. Evan Drake, Hakeem Davis, Will Deng, and Joel Beal all check back in for the Indians. And for North Platte, Cade Erickson comes in for the first time. Erickson playing his 13th game of the year. A sophomore guard right out of North Platte. Former North Platte Bulldog out there with Wagner and Champion on the wings. Ramon and Peter, the post players. Erickson outside right to the corner for Wagner. 3-pointer won't go for Tim Wagner. Rebounded by Beal. And McCook has it back down 3 with 11:40 to go in the first half. Outside left, Evan Drake hit his first shot of the night. Knights have done a better job closing out hands high on him since. He's attempted a couple more, but hasn't got either to fall, catch and shoot, or not shoot, but he catches in the left lane, bounces underneath. Beal spinning away. Ramon tried to pull the chair out from under him. Joel Beal, though, able to keep his balance long enough to flip it up off the window and in. And now a hold called on Hakeem Davis prior to the inbound pass. So that's the 6th team foul for Davis. It's his first. 18-17, North Platte leads by 1. 11:21 to go in half number 1. Ramon bounces it into Tim Wagner. Knights on the move. They have numbers, but Wagner pulls it away. They'll set the half court. Champion from the top of the circle. Outside left. Erickson fires the 3, and it's short off the front rim. Peter on the offensive glass. Rejected by Beal, and goes out of bounds, staying with North Platte. Third offensive rebound already for Tyree Peter in this one. A 4th offensive rebound now actually for Tyree Peter. So he is one shy of tying Dave Benson's single-season record from 1988 of 133 offensive rebounds. As Joel Beal says, "Not in my house." Tim Wagner has his layup rejected. It leads to the layup for Hakeem Davis. Defense to offense. Timeout North Platte. 10:55 left to go in the first half. Joel Beal created on the defensive end. Hakeem Davis finished on the offensive side. And McCook back on top by 1. 19-18 with under 11 to go in the half on ESPN Radio 1410.
You ever wonder what
Now leads it by 1 with 10:55 left to play in the first half. Our third lead change of this half. McCook, the last time they took the lead at 13-12, they held the lead for only one possession. North Platte came right back down and scored to take the lead back. They hadn't trailed again until right now after the Beal block and the Davis layup, and then Knights turn it over the inbounds pass. Peter with a bad bounce pass came right in at the ankles of Tim Wagner. That's a tough one to handle for Tim. That turnover on Tyree Peter with 10:55 to go in the first half. It gives it back to McCook. The Indians have a chance to extend the lead to perhaps 3, which would seem like a ton in this game, which has been back and forth throughout. Davis, a high arcing shot over top of Peter, who came out at him, missed it, and then Kondak lost it on the way back up. Kondak was going to have a big-time flush, lost the basketball, but Hakeem Davis able to still clean it up. 10:35 left to go in the half. Now 21-18, and now North Platte again has the ball go right between their legs. Just inexcusable, those 2 turnovers for North Platte. 10:30 left to go until halftime. 21-18 McCook. They'll try to take advantage of another North Platte big mistake. 14 minutes to play out in Trinidad. Otero leading 65-46. Their 25-point halftime lead now is 19 with 14 minutes to play in that game. Again, North Platte needs Otero to win that one to give themselves a home game on Saturday in the opening round of the region tournament. Will Deng is called for a travel out on the left wing. Not really being tightly guarded at all, but the official standing right there insisted he picked up the pivot foot, so Deng turns it over back to North Platte. That's really 3 turnovers, 2 by North Platte, 1 by McCook, that are just unexcused here in this first half. Midway through it now, just over 10 to play until halftime. David Ramon outside right for the Knights. Back up top to Wagner. Swings it left point for Deontay Champion. And then that ball is deflected out of bounds. Both sides, and especially North Platte, not being very strong with the basketball. Not valuing their possessions very much. And in a game like this, which expects to be back and forth, Champion underneath to Ramon. Basket goes. David Ramon on the inbound has a chance at a 3-point play. But to finish the thought there, McCook and North Platte, you expect it to be close. The first one was 95-93. The game decided by a couple of points one way or the other. Cook, North Platte with Champion, Gilbert and Wagner in the backcourt, Amius and Peter their front court. Second half underway. McCook works left to right in half number 2 with a 7-point lead. Drake outside left now has it between the circles with a dribble alive. Wagner there defensively in the man-to-man for North Platte. Kondak takes it to the corner to Davis. Ball is ricocheted back up top for Drake, who cashes in another 3. Evan Drake has hit 3 times from downtown, and the lead is now double digits for the first time of the game. 47-37 with 19 and a half to play. North Platte with the basketball, trying to break that full court pressure, which has caused them some troubles in this one. And it's led to 16 points off of turnovers in that first half for McCook. North Platte turned it over 10 times. Amius on the right wing. North Platte down 10. Opening minute of the second half. Champion between the circles now to Tim Wagner. 8 on the shot clock. Wagner crossover dribble down the right lane line. Leave for Peter. Left hand finish by Tyree. And he now matches Deontay Champion with 9 points as the leading scorer for the Knights, who are down 8. A minute into the second half. Drake, right side Davis. Kondak open outside the paint. Just outside the right block. Gives back to Davis, who cuts down the lane line and gets the feed back to the basket. First player into double figures with 10. And McCook's lead is also 10 with 18:40 to go in the second half. Gilbert trapped to the backcourt, gets through as a step through, and a bounce to Peter. Up to the front court for Amius. North Platte sits the half court. Mike Amius gives off to Tim Wagner, high on the angle right side. Back up between the rings for Mark Gilbert. Gilbert working against Deng. Flashing outside left, Champion to catch. Up top for Wagner, 8 on the shot clock. Tim jabbing right, comes left, a screen from Amius. Mid-post, back to the middle of the paint for Amius. Jump stop into the paint, 2 feet out, missed it, got it back. Offensive board for Amius and a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Tyree Peter from the short corner brings it up top beyond the arc again. Now outside left to Champion as the Knights settle into another offensive set. Amius, high ball screen for Wagner, dribbling right. Now crossover back to the left, down the lane line. Stops on the block, gives to Amius on the elbow left side. Reverses it back out right to Champion. 15-foot pull-up, too strong for Deontay, and rebounded by Hakeem Davis for McCook. Long defensive possession, but McCook comes up with a stop. Drake Gives a nice nod on the catch that time. Now kicks it back out to Davis in the right corner. They set up top Drake, swinging left to Deng. Off the bounce on the right hand. Brings it up high on the left wing. Pondak out for the ball screen. Driving with the left hand towards the baseline. And a blocking foul. No, a travel called on Will Deng. So a turnover back to North Platte with 17:24 to go. 49-39. McCook by 10. North Platte with the basketball. Facing the full court pressure. Peter to inbound. Gets it into Champion of the corner. He's trapped. Over top the trap. Lobs back to Tyree Peter in the middle of the floor. Tyree just shy of midcourt. Now Wagner takes it and walks across the timeline. North Platte setting the offense down 10 over left side to Peter. Bounce pass into the corner. Champion reverse pivot to look in. He's outside the arc in the corner left side. Back up top to Mark Gilbert, and they work it right side. Wagner, 8 on the shot clock again. Tim working on a back down on Drake. Loses the basketball. Poked free by Deng. Comes loose to Evan Drake, and North Platte turns it over again. Drake with the ball for McCook. Hits it over the top to Davis. They've got numbers. Davis to Deng. Open in the corner. Fires the three, and misses it off the back rim, and a long rebound for Evan Drake. McCook resets. Drake working against Champion. 16:38 to go in the half. 49-39. McCook by 10. Right side Deng with Gilbert closing out. Gives him about 3 feet of space. Up top to Beal. They swing left and a foul away from the basketball. It's against North Platte. Deontay Champion trying to fight through that screen set by Hakeem Davis. And Champion is called for the foul. That's his first and the team's first of the second half. So a baseline inbound on the front court. Davis will trigger the pass from the right block. Or the left block, I guess, more for the offensive end. Gets it into Deng. Now back up between the rings to Drake. Right side for Davis. Still plenty of time of the shot clock as the pass nearly intercepted by Amius. Pondak has it, and he is tied up. Jump ball. Tyree Peter, good hands to get in there. Forced the tie up. And North Platte has the ball back down by 10. 16-18 left to play in half number 2. Peter to inbound. Pondak face guarding on the inbounds pass. It's deflected up off the back of the backboard by Pondak, so it stays with North Platte. They'll try to enter it once more into play. And the question at the scorer's table. We got a question on the possession arrow. That ball never actually came in. Bounds. Now it does, and it's stolen away by Evan Drake. Intended for Tim Wagner. Amius nearly gets it back. Beal on the attack. Kick out left side. Davis is the shot fake. Now tries to weave his way through defenders. Brings it up to Drake on the right wing. Back to Davis in the corner. Still 14 to shoot. Davis from the right wing. Angles in towards the baseline. Bounce pass across the baseline to Deng, who sends that three off the side of the backboard. Followed his own shot, though. A very poorly missed three. Leads to an offensive rebound and a putback for it to go. Well, wait a second. After a discussion between officials, they may now change this. They may change this to a foul. They did. They changed it to a foul on Goldsmith, I believe. Oh, man. And they haven't. Yeah, and now they're announcing it. Wait for the boos. Wait for the boos. Here they come. Actually not. The home crowd pretty tame with the reaction to the announcement of that foul. So it's North Platte basketball. The initial call was a travel on Mike Amius, but the official from out of the wing came in and said he saw it differently. The officials discussed it, and they changed the call to a foul on Brandon Goldsmith, his second. And surprisingly, there was not much of a reaction from the hometown crowd. They've been on the officials a lot tonight. I figured they would really erupt on that one, but they really didn't. North Platte basketball down by 9. 13:54 to play in the contest. Wagner high right. Amius on the ball screen. Wagner now to the point. Outside to Wagner, or to Peter rather, to the corner Erickson. Now back to Tyree Peter. Mid-post extended. Dribbles up to the elbow. Takes a tough shot, no good. Rebounded by Hakeem Davis. He pushes the other way for McCook. Works it up top to Drake. And Drake goes back to Davis in the near corner. 13 and a half to go. McCook leads it by 9. They got a 7-point edge at the half. Champion nearly comes up with a steal out in the arc. Drake gets the pass anyway and scores on the go. First time he's made a bucket from inside the arc. His 11th point of the game makes it 55-44. And this is going to be an interesting call here. It's going to be off of Pete Erickson. McCook basketball. Erickson had it slapped off his leg, so the Knights give it away as John Reese Woodson checks in for Tyree Peter. 13-12 to play in the contest. North Platte trailing 55-44. Now David Ramon will also re-enter the lineup. 6'7" redshirt freshman from Spain. Transfer from the University of Illinois Chicago in there replacing Mike Amius. Davis on the right wing for McCook. Pulls it away high on the angle right side. Pondek slips the screen, nothing there. Now back out to set another screen. Davis goes opposite that screen, kicks out to Deng, and a foul underneath on David Ramon. Away from the basketball, Ramon working against Joel Beal is called for that personal foul for David. That's his first. Second team foul of the half of the Knights. 12:57 left to play in the ball game. North Platte down 11. Inbound catch and shoot three for Will Deng, no good. And Champion has the rebound uncontested on the near side. Knights led by 7 early on in the first half. They were still leading with 8:20 to go in the first half. McCook took the lead for good since. On a basket on the ensuing possession. Knights had it back to 2 on a couple occasions. They were down 7 at halftime. Have found themselves down by a dozen in this second half. Currently facing 11-point deficit. Champion tries to line drive a 3 in on the right wing, but back out to Hakeem Davis for McCook. Indians by 11 with 12:18 to play. Davis checks the bench to get the play call. Now pulls it all the way back out near midcourt. Champion there defensively for North Platte. Beal comes up to set the flat ball screen. Davis went left initially, now turns it over. Got caught in the air. Erickson hands off to Champion, who can't finish the layup. Drake fouled him, and it was just enough of the arm that Deontay Champion never really had possession of that ball. He was going up. He tried to kind of just volleyball it in for the hoop, but will have to earn him at the free throw line. Good foul by Evan Drake, just his first, and the team's 5th. Champion has hit 3 in a row at the line, but he has only 4 out of 7 for the game. First of 2 free throws is good for Deontay. A Baker's dozen tonight for Deontay Champion. They trail by 10 with 12 and a second to go. 12 minutes, 1 second left as Champion knocks down both. Brandon Goldsmith back in.